Hello, everyone. Welcome to the commentary zone. As you come into the room, please do not forget to give us a thumbs up. What's going on, Jamal?
Nothing much. It's Monday. It's kind of sunny right now. This the union part two was quite interesting.
Yes. Okay. So today we're doing Belle Collective Season 1, Episode 11, Reunion Part 2. So this is like the last hurrah for these girls. And congratulations, Carlos King. I don't know about you, but over the last year, my attention span has decreased. So
Yeah,
doing a 9 episode show and managing to get 2 parts to a reunion, this was just perfect for me.
I think it was good. I think his experience on Atlanta when them doing them 20 episode shows or 3 part reunions, he's like, yeah, that ain't working. This is what we're gonna do over here.
Yeah.
We gonna do a 9 part. We're gonna do 9 episodes plus 2 part reunion, which gives you a total of 11 episodes, which is kind of like perfect for an actual season.
Well, and not only that, it was a great way to whet our appetite for season 2.
Exactly.
However, I want to ask you this. Now, after watching the reunion, both 1 and 2, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like a lot of stuff went on that we didn't see,
There's
and I'm
lots of
kind of
shenanigans.
lost.
It
I'm
was
kind of
lots of
lost.
shenanigans going on behind the scenes.
Like, why didn't we know about most of this during this season? When did all of this happen? The accusations are wild. Oh my
Where do you
God.
want to start? Where do you want to start?
Can we start with Glenn and Letitia's outside child, or Glenn's outside child, because it's not Letitia's. Um, where did that come from?
So my thing is this: did the woman just say that the child was his, or did they take a DNA test? Because she just said there's a baby. The woman said she had allegedly the woman had a baby
Right.
um during the time that Glenn was, I guess, seeing her. Um, but I never heard them say like this baby was Glenn's. I think Egypt said so. There's a potentially a baby. She said no, and Letitia said yes, there's a baby, but they never gave clear indication that the baby was his. At least from my perspective.
It was really confusing to me. Um, and Letitia and Glenn are married, right?
Yes, they didn't get divorced.
Okay, because the only reason why I asked is like when she was trying to explain the vow renewal.
Hmm.
Anyway, I don't even want to get into that. So there is a baby. No one has questioned or confirmed if it truly is Glenn's, but Letitia has dealt with that with Glenn, and they have moved on, right, in their
Right.
relationship. She's accepting. Okay. All right. Okay. And we do pick up again with Kaylin, or whatever however you pronounce her name. She's defending herself, saying that she got all of this dirt on Marie because she knew Marie was coming hard for her at the reunion. But she knew all of this since last September. When was this show filmed? When did they do the reunion? Why did you feel the need to get all of this information on Marie to counteract, because you knew she was coming at you at the reunion? Why couldn't you defend yourself at the reunion like everybody else? Why'd you have to go to a blogger?
But why was she so defensive? Why is it Marie though? That's my question. If you notice, all the information she gathered was on Marie. Nothing on Latrice,
Mm-hmm.
nothing on Tambra, nothing on Letitia. It was all aimed towards Marie. I'm like, do you guys know each other? Have you guys had a run in with each other somewhere?
Right, because the only time they were together was at that brunch, right? Where it all went sideways. The second
Right,
brunch.
right. Because remember we were talking about this on our last review.
Right.
Um, that would seem too personal for y'all not to know each other outside of the situation. It just seems too.
Eh,
I'm not giving anyone I don't know that much energy to go do research on you.
right. Like she did a lot. And my only thing is, I don't blame a person for doing research to get ammunition if you feel somebody's coming for you. But if you feel they're coming for you at a reunion, then have your stuff ready for the reunion. Like,
Right.
I don't like sneak attacks and going to a blogger months before to destroy your enemy or your foe isn't playing fair to me. Like, remember we were talking about this a while ago, like throwing insults at people, or the deuces, or whatever you used to call it back in the day. Like, that's how I think it's fair. You defend
Mhm.
yourself against your foe, verbal to verbal. I
Right.
don't
My
I
thing
don't
is,
like this tactic.
but the thing is, when you say that you got this ammunition for defensive purposes, but you went to a blogger, and to me that seems offensive. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't you your actions contradict your words. So I'm not really buying it on both sides.
Yeah. But Marie says everything is false. Okay. Which, okay, you defend yourself and you say everything is false, but yet you're still blaming two additional persons who, meaning Latrice and Antoinette, you're blaming them for it, even though Kaylin has said they had nothing to do with it.
Right. Like she wants to have an issue with those two. And she kept saying the receipts, the receipts. I'm like, I'm sorry, there's no receipts. You said there's no receipts. Egypt asked for the receipts. You couldn't produce the receipts. And
Right.
when Antoinette said, like, did you see my name on those receipts? And
Yeah.
and Egypt's like, well, we've established there's no receipts, so no. Why are we still talking about this?
Yeah, it just made no sense. So the whole top of the show was taken up with that. And I like what Tambra says. Tambra didn't say much in either one of these parts of the reunion, but I did like this. Egypt addresses her with regards to this foolishness. And Tambra says that she thinks that Kaylon was wrong. And how could she, like, if this was all for female empowerment, how could she willingly go and tear down a woman by spreading these rumors about her and admitting going to the blogger? It just doesn't make any sense. And that it was supposed to be the premise of the show, right?
Right. And this is a good point by Yanni.
Mm.
Marie and Letitia didn't deny most of what was said. Like, that was my point. That was like my main takeaway. I'm like, y'all really didn't deny too much because Letitia, yo situation was like, we need to protect the collective. We need to protect the collective. I'm like, what do y'all need protecting from if there's nothing there?
But she's also trying to rip apart the collective too. I didn't understand that when she said it, because she was like, I rode for you hard, Latrice, but you did this. So you're going against her, you're disparaging her character, what she said. Like, how are you going for the collective when you going for one of the collective's throats because of your friend?
Exactly. That's another issue with Letitia. Letitia's not very consistent
Yeah.
in her actions. So you want to say that Latrice exhibits mean girl behavior when Antoinette's around? Like, I don't see that's true. I think Latrice is very consistent. If you want to talk about mean girl energy, talk to your friend sitting next to you. Like, you don't. This is another thing I don't like about Letitia. You want to hold everyone else accountable for their actions, but you don't want to hold Marie accountable to
That's a
to
big
her
problem.
to her actions. Like mean girl, like
Mhm.
so it's okay for Marie to be mean all the time. I haven't seen Latrice be mean. I haven't seen Antoinette be mean. I think what Letitia's problem with Antoinette is that Antoinette kind of speaks her mind, and you want her to be the weak link, and she's showing you like, no, I can stand up for myself. Quit playing
I'm
these topic. Quit
Antoinette.
quit playing these games. And Letitia doesn't like that fact. For some reason, Antoinette she doesn't like because what? Because Antoinette just shades you directly to your face. I mean, I don't see an issue with that.
I think there's a little bit of jealousy there, because let's just look at the two women and what they've accomplished on these 9 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Latrice had a vision of refurbishing this historic Black district in Jackson, Mississippi, and her friend totally imploded her efforts. Not that she had a really good business plan to begin with, if any. But then you look
Mm-hmm.
at Dr. Antoinette. and I'm going to refer to her like that from now on, Dr. Antoinette actually found money from somewhere and built out and opened Mint Dental. And she's also paying it forward by helping students try to get into HBCUs who want to study dentistry. Kudos for that. So not only is she progressing in her industry and becoming a business owner, but she's also helping others to improve and increase the presence of people of color in the medical field. Okay.
But did you catch? You understand that Doctor? You understand? Did you catch that? Sorry, stumble. But that Doctor Antoinette shade was directed at Marie, right?
It was, but I'm just comparing Latrice because Latrice has a hard-on for Dr. Antoinette, which we'll find out later why.
You mean
And
Letitia? You mean Letitia? You mean talking about Letitia?
yeah, I'm getting these names mixed up. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a rough morning for me. Amazon issues. But yeah, I just okay, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I just think that there's a little jealousy between Letitia, Ferris Street Letitia, and Dr. Antoinette.
Right. And the funny, I'll go back to the shade between Antoinette and Marie, and I was like, I hope people really caught that because Antoinette, you good for that shade right there. Because the reason why she said you will refer to me as Dr. Antoinette because she's an actual doctor. Marie's getting is going for her doctorate, and I don't think her doctorate is a medical doctorate. So
Right.
Antoinette was just shading her like, you will never be a doctor. I was like, oof. I'm like, I caught that. Some people may not have caught it.
No, I
But I
did.
caught
And
that.
she
I
was
was
very
cracking up.
specific to differentiate between the doctorate degrees. Because one, you actually have to do an internship, residency, all of that, put in the hardcore core years. And then the other one, although it is a PhD doctorate, and you can call yourself a doctor, but you're not a medical doctor. And the
I was
difference
like,
is
Antoinette.
like when you need medical services, I would not call Marie. But I could call Antoinette, even if she's a dentist, she still knows anatomy and she could still try to help me.
Right. I was like, oh, Antoinette, you know you're wrong for that. We see what you're doing. And you can tell it cut Marie a little bit because she did not respond to that.
She couldn't. She tried to. She's like, you can't tell me what to call you. Yes, she can. She a doctor.
Right.
That's her designate. She's a doctor. She can tell you what to call her. Oh my God. I just, all of Dr. Antoinette's shade was really subtle and very cerebral.
I
And
was
I
laughing the
loved
whole
it.
time. I
You
laughed the whole time. I was like, that kind of hurt me a little bit. It's not. I'm like, it's not even about me. I'm like, Marie, sit down. You can't you can just tell Marie cannot verbally spar. It's not her. It's not her forte.
Okay, another section that confused me when they brought out Lil Cedric. Okay, so I swear during the first 9 episodes, Marie said that she was married a second time to Cedric, or did I totally misunderstand that?
Hold on 1 second. Yanni says, well, she's not. She's a dentist. Yanni, I used to be under that impression too, so I just Googled it. And according to Google, it says yes, a dentist is most definitely a doctor and is able to refer to him or herself as doctor. Dentists are dental surgeons. Their training is exceptionally difficult and involves an in-depth understanding of how the human body.
Why would you think your dentist isn't a doctor? We call them Dr. Smith. I'm like, that's a doctor. Okay, so
yeah.
What did Marie say that she was married to Cedric a second time during the first 9 episodes?
Right, I think it was the first season because I remember that she said like, we were married, we got divorced, then we got remarried again.
Yes.
I was like, but you married him again?
Yes. I thought that was weird. I think we had a conversation about it either on air or off air, but when did she say in in this part of the reunion that they never got married the second time? So I'm so confused by this.
She's not. She's not. Yeah, she's not married the second time. Yep. They can, but I wouldn't go to a dentist if I need a doctor. Yeah, if I need if I need like a doctor, I
In
wouldn't
an
go to a dentist.
emergency situation, that's what I'm saying, Yanni. In an emergency situation, if you are on a plane and you can't get off because it's 30,000 feet in the air, a dentist will be able to assist. They study anatomy. They know they can help you. They can help you. Um,
But
and
yeah,
they
so
also know drug stuff too.
now we got back together. Remarried. Right. They got.
Yes.
She said that. I was like, because I was in shock. I'm like, you said you remarried someone who cheated on you. Like you more. I'm like, wow, that's okay. You do what you want to do. But then when but what caught me off guard was when he said like, oh, we have a non-traditional relationship. I'm like, huh? That's weird to say. And then Egypt caught that. She's like, oh, you mean like you have non-traditional marriage? You don't know relationship. And that's what Egypt had to ask. Like, are you saying y'all not married? And then he's all like, then Marie had to tell it.
Yeah, because at first when they said non-conventional, I didn't pick up the last word, non-conventional. I was like, oh, it's an open marriage. That's where I thought they were going with it. But then to find out that they weren't even married, and okay, so what was the point of this whole non-storyline?
I mean, for me, I can I say I feel bad for him? Not really. It's not really a feeling bad per se. It was just more like she portrayed him as a bad husband, like pretty much the whole season, and that's the way she portrayed him. And to find out they aren't married, I'm like, that wasn't right in that situation. That wasn't right at all. Granted,
Mm-hmm.
he should have been better. Like when he's not coming home, everybody was on her side. Like, you know what? He's not coming home. He's not doing this. You need to leave him. Blah 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 blah. Not knowing like, well, as y'all not married, he really doesn't have to come home. And it kind of lets us know why they have two homes.
Mm-hmm.
Why he still has his house versus them living 100% time under the same roof.
And it also now makes sense why he doesn't consider himself a role model for Jerez, because he's not there. He's not full time in that family. So
Mm-hmm.
now that, like, I had so many like questions with regards to Cedric and his lack of participation in this family.
And then and then it explains to why she felt so comfortable bringing that guy to the Black Love dinner, like it was no big thing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God. All right. So then Cedric goes on to explain it's hard to be in a marriage if there's no room for him, like meaning this was the segue to Essie. That, like, he said that Marie and Essie had a marriage before him. What?
Yeah, like they had a relationship before or something. It's weird.
But then he rephrases it and said a bond. But you already dropped the messiness with the marriage. And then they
Right.
announce Essie's coming out, and he gets up and totally moves to the other couch.
Right.
It was just so weird and uncalled for. But I guess Cedric was getting his little clap
Camera
backs in
time.
this
Mm-hmm.
part. And did you notice Cliff was laughing throughout all of this? Cliff
Cliff,
thoroughly enjoyed it.
he had himself a good time.
Oh my God. All right, so okay, so at one point Cedric explains that the reason for him moving is because Marie and Essie's relationship is so strong there was no room for a husband slash marriage.
I just felt he was trying to throw out subliminal digs. Like, what you trying to say, sir? Just say it. But then when Essie said like, when Angel's like, do you have deeper feelings for Marie? And she said, well, yeah. She's like, no, I mean beyond friendship. She's like, oh no. She's She's like, I have a whole husband. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
We ain't
but
cheating. Okay.
Essie didn't try to clear this up. Essie said that Cedric's disappearances made room for her to come into the relationship. What? Like, okay, I've never been married, but if you are married and you are remotely happy, you're not going to let a third person come in to
Hmm.
your marriage relationship.
Right. But the thing is, this is the whole thing that's coming together now. At least for me, the fact that we
Mm-hmm.
know they did not get remarried says a whole lot, and their
Mm-hmm.
actions say a whole lot. Because for me, I'm not sure if you felt the same way. I never felt like they never gave me married vibes,
Mm-hmm.
and they never gave me the vibe of like we're fighting for a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I never
I'll
got a
try
marriage. I just never got a marriage feeling from them, which is I was like, why am I feeling like this is a marriage? Like, why do I feel like this is two people living separate lives who maybe are in a relationship? I always got that vibe. I couldn't figure out what's going on here.
I
And
didn't even
then
think it was like in a relationship, like separate, but in a relationship because there was no like loving feeling towards that person.
it was such a disconnect.
Disconnect. Yes. And
Like you could,
animosity at some point.
yeah,
I don't know. Like she almost felt like a woman scorned, but how could you be a woman scorned if you weren't even in a relationship with the person? Hmm. It's very odd. I have a lot of questions regarding that, though. They didn't answer enough for me.
right. I like this from Yanni. Even fighting
Mm.
is a connection with Mary. Yes, but even though they were like fighting, it felt like more disconnected animosity. Like you, when they were like going at each other, you never felt like there was love behind it. It felt like it was all like disdain.
But did you ever see like Cedric actually being present? Like, yes, his body was there, but emotionally and mentally, he would never be present when he was with her. Remember
Right.
the Jerez meeting?
I was gonna say that. I went right there.
He, his body was there, but I don't
At the
think he
at
was
the
a participant.
at the play area, right? Is that what the
And
scene you're talking about?
no, when remember when they got together at the dining room table? That's the first time. And then the
Okay,
second
right.
time was at the play area.
Yeah.
He just wasn't a part of that conversation, even though he was right there and he was talking. It just didn't seem like they were on the same level. They were even speaking the same thing, like topic. It just seemed very fragmented. And at points he was like, didn't he just disappear at the playland thing?
Well, it was interesting because when he came in, she looked at him like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Wow, okay." So that was Bells for me too. So, but then he just kind of just wandered off at the end of the day. He left him and said he left Marie and said Jerez to talk. I was like, "Wow."
But if you're a husband, why would you wander away from that? That's like important. That's a mother
Hmm.
son relationship that was fractured and trying to get back on track. Wouldn't you want to help? Like if you were a husband, wouldn't you want
Right.
to help facilitate that? I don't know. It was just so weird. Like maybe she did pay him to participate this season. Like maybe she did a Kenya Moore. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Black Lavender. He was tapped dancing like Gregory Hines around them questions.
Oh, what I had a question for you, but I completely forgot. Um, so do you think Essie has a husband? Like a real one
I
that's actually
mean,
married with a certificate and everything filed with
I
the
have
court?
I have not a clue because we ain't seen him, ain't heard of him, no mention, not even a photo. I mean,
Mm.
it's completely possible. I would say I would err on the side of yes because if she didn't have a husband, I'm sure someone would have busted her out already.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that my alert?
Probably
Sorry
yeah,
about that.
it's okay. I mean, and she seemed like she tried to make it like out like she
Where did
tried to
that
make it
come
out she tried to make it out like she was upset about the whole trip that he took, right? But come to find
Mhm.
out that he invited her and she declined to go. So he called up his friend to go with him.
Dr. Chris, who I
Dr.
was
Chris.
hoping was a woman, but it turns out it was a
Right, I
guy.
thought exactly.
They did say it was a guy, right?
Yeah, Dr. Chris. They never said it was a woman.
But then they lead into the questions about his sexuality. And
Right.
he says he's not on social media, smart, but also shady, because why you not
Mhm.
on social media?
Right.
Um, and then he says he loves women, which I thought was not a real answer.
It was very generic.
Because you could love the same sex,
Hmm.
as a man, you could love men, but still love women. Like you love your mom.
Hmm.
You know, I just thought he was like shuffling very well. Um, then we go back to Letitia and we talk about Ferris Street, which I really don't want to talk about anymore.
There was nothing there.
Yeah.
Well, she said she got investors off the show, which is good. We'll see if that actually comes true. We'll see if it's true next season.
Wait, she says she got investors or she got like inquiries from all over the world
She said investors.
regarding.
She said invest. She said investors.
I'll believe that when I see their bank books come forward,
Hmm.
and then I see the revitalization of Ferris Street.
And
I
I'm not
believe
trying to
that
be
then.
rude or
Mhm,
mean when I
mhm.
say this, but
Ouch.
my thing is this: how are investors um, internationally reaching out to you about Ferris Street just by you being on the show? I mean, you're not. It's not gonna sound bad, but you're on OWN. It's not like you're on NBC. It's not like you're on Bravo. It's not like OWN is, to me is not. I don't consider OWN like international. I could be wrong, and I probably am, but like I just don't see OWN and the show having international reach.
Well, they are a part of the Discovery group of families. And remember, they did a really smart thing. They put the first episode on YouTube, which
YouTube,
is
okay,
Google.
but the thing is, which was smart, but the episode didn't tell you anything. It was just introducing you to the ladies. There was no real. I guess what I'm saying is on the show there was no, like you said, there was no real business plan.
Hmm,
There
hmm,
wasn't really anything of meat to like how we're gonna do
hmm.
this and all this and that. So when people reach out for inquiries, particularly like a big small town like Jacksonville, Mississippi, it's not like it's a metropolitan area. So it's just odd. I just hope it comes to fruition.
Well, here's the thing, and I know this is like really bad-minded of me, but it was the first episode that was on YouTube. However, for people who are not totally above board and legit and who want to launder money, seeing Letitia in that first episode, she'd be a prime pigeon for me if I wanted to do something that wasn't completely above board.
Right, because my thing was this. That maybe you can't say this on the OWN network. I'm gonna give you that grace. I mean, for me, I would think the easiest way to revitalize an area quickly is if get some casinos involved, some gambling establishments,
And
because
Mississippi does allow that, don't they?
I believe they do. That way, the people don't have to go all the way to New Orleans for their gambling fix.
But don't they have those boats, the with the big spinny wheel, the Missis and
The steamboats, the steamboats.
yeah, yeah, don't
I know
they
what you
have a lot
know.
of those with the casinos on them?
I think they do. I'm just saying like this is. I mean, if you want to like revitalize an area, gambling's a great riverboat is what it is. Thank you, Trey.
Yeah.
Riverboat. That's what I'm saying. You need to do that. That's the easiest way to revitalize an area.
Thanks,
I would
Ebony.
think. I would think. So I
Yeah.
hear nothing about that, but I'm not sure if that's in the Ferris Street plan or not. It might be on the back blueprints, on the back pages.
I wonder if they have any restrictions because it is a historic district, what can and can't go there.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's a good point.
But casinos, that is a good way to revitalize the area
Because
and
you
bring employment.
employment, tourism. Yeah,
Hmm.
I
But they
think it'd
got to
be a
fix
really
that
good
water
thing.
problem though in Jackson.
Yeah, I think Black Lavender said too. The roads, the streets, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But that'll all be part of
The
the project.
revitalization.
Yeah. Because
And
it would be
oh,
new tax revenue coming in, which would go towards local infrastructure.
they could turn that. They really could turn that place into a hotel, and it'd be so much easier than trying to do a resource center. Because it's easier. Because it's easier to make. No, I'm saying it's easier. I would think it would be easier to convert a historical building into a hotel because the hotel would automatically want to keep the integrity of the building.
You
So
know
it'd be
what? A
easier for
bed and
them.
breakfast. A bed
Mm-hmm.
and breakfast. Here's why, because they'll probably be very limited on the amount of guest rooms they could have,
But you
and
make
you
it,
could use yeah.
which would make give they'll make it even more exclusive because we only have only certain many rooms.
Sorry, not yet. And Gulfport. Okay, thank you, Black Lavender. Okay. I knew that they had. So is gambling only restricted to those areas, or is it statewide that you can do gambling? I don't know. Just looking for opportunities for her. We trying to help her with
Yeah,
that business plan
yeah,
for a
quick and
percentage.
easy too. Because the tourism alone would help the area.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
people will travel to go gamble. Like people travel to Oklahoma to gamble on the reservations. They travel,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, stuff like that. That's huge.
People come down here to South Florida for the gambling
Hollywood,
too.
Hollywood.
Yeah, well, Hollywood and then Seminole. That was
Oh
the
yeah, Seminole's
biggest
huge.
one. Yeah, because that's got the gator wrestling and all of that.
Hmm.
Like the kiddie programs, like they've got a whole big family oriented thing down there. And then you've got like the younger demographic at the Hard Rock.
Right.
So yeah, they cover it. They
Oh yeah,
cover it
AC.
really
Oh yeah,
well.
AC is huge, Yanni. I know about AC. I think it's what's
Mhm.
there. Was it River Rock? Is it River Rock? Turning Stone? It's a couple. It's a couple. Yeah, I play just so you know. I play poker. That's why I know this. Um.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay, so next we go to Beyonce and Jay-Z. And we get a little background. Cliff is 20 years, Latrice is senior. They've been together for 10 years, but married for 5. He has 4 sons ranging from 21 to 28, and he has a daughter, 16, who lives with them. The boys do not. They met at a bar. She loved his cute little eyes. She's attracted to older men. And he confirmed that he did not invest initially in Goddess Links. So all of that out of the way. But I think they made that really clear during
I thought
the
so.
season, but I
Hmm.
didn't know why that we had to rehash it. Then we asked about a baby Clifforella. But to me, it seems like Latrice has time, one, and she's really focused on her business. Like he said, like that's her baby right now. So she's focused primarily on her business. And I was glad to hear that she said down the line she does want to have a little baby Clifforella.
That's good to hear. I'm glad.
Mm-hmm. What else was about? Oh, was there anything else about them that was of interest?
Nah.
Okay. Which, oh wait, what did you think about her saying that eventually she's going to give him a piece of her business because she doesn't feel he's going anywhere?
I mean, a cool little 5% might be nice. Not too much. You can't give too
Not too
much away.
much. Okay. Next we go to this is where Marie and Antoinette have their interaction, right? With
Hmm.
regards to Dr. Antoinette. Okay. So Marie accuses Antoinette of following around Latrice like a little pup. And that's her nickname. And Dr. Antoinette said, "It's not Lil Pup, it's Dr. Antoinette to you." I liked her. I liked her a lot this episode. But again, I think it was here in this segment again that they bring back up the rehash from the top of the show regarding the
Hmm.
charges from Kalon. And she said, again, I have receipts. I don't know.
And then you do ask for the receipts, and they're like, there are none. And then she couldn't answer whether or not Antoinette's name were on the receipts. So I'm like, what's wrong with you? Stop it.
I think Antoinette made a really good point regarding shade. It should be fun and it shouldn't be attacking. Like
Right.
with my girlfriends, like we could shade each other. It's not a problem. We know that we're not like, you know, going for the jugular or anything like that. That's what friends do, especially girlfriends. Um, I think they took it to another level on this show, or at least we're trying to take it to another level, and it wasn't entertaining.
Right.
Um,
It's a show about women empowerment in businesses, so it should be light and fun. You should never,
mhm.
um, it should never be like attacking. But we have to also go back and realize that Marie literally started off the show attacking Latrice's business, so that set the tone
Yes.
for the entire show. So I don't expect any. I don't expect any better.
Um, okay, so Letitia accuses Latrice of straddling the fence and that she behaves differently when she's with her husband as opposed to when she's with Antoinette, and that they team up together against the others. Did you see that?
Well, no, but yes, a woman's going to act differently around her husband than she does her girlfriends. What are you talking about?
That's what I thought, but I mean, I'm not married, so I don't know, but
That's
I would
deflection, though.
figure. Okay, all right. And then she drops the bomb that Antoinette flirted with Glenn, and then Letitia also says that Antoinette flirted with Cliff. When did all this happen?
Right. Allegedly, it happened at Mint Dental, the opening party.
So why we ain't see it?
Right. And why is it just how still haven't had? It was just between you two in the car.
Okay, so here's my question. All right, so she's okay, Letitia. I want to make sure I get these names right. Letitia said that she was in the car and she was wondering what was taking Glenn so long. So she got back out and she went in, and I guess did he tell her something or did she see something? Because if she saw something, that's completely different. What explain how this went down to me, because again, I got lost in all the soup.
I took it. I took it as Letitia may have saw something and Glenn said something. It was very convoluted.
Could it be that because you have had infidelity issues in your marriage, and the issue of the baby just surfaced publicly, that you could be a little hypersensitive to someone saying, here, take this Hennessy and go home and have a baby with your wife, as to somebody
Mm.
flirting?
Right. And then like what my thing is, why throw in like why have to throw Latrice's husband into that? Focus on you.
But Latrice said that her situation was resolved and it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I would like more clarifications on Latrice's incident, because was this something in which Cliff was by himself with Antoinette, or was it in front? No, they were all together and drunk.
Right. Yeah, they're all together and drunk.
That's
But
why I don't
Letitia
hang
left.
out with married
But
people.
the funny thing is, Letitia left that part out.
Oh, when she
Letitia,
made the initial
yeah,
accusation,
she
yes,
left
she
out the part
did.
that they were
She
all
did.
drunk. I'm
She
like,
only mentioned the part that would benefit her. But you
correct.
see, I think her accusation is the weakest one, because I feel like she's wearing rose-colored glasses when it comes to her husband, and not in the good sense of the rose-colored glasses. I think she can spin any sort of interaction into you cheating on me.
Hmm.
if that makes sense, because she's not really gotten over any of his cheating episodes, and it seems like he's had a lot.
It's a whole different thing when there's a potential baby involved too. Like that just makes you extra sensitive.
Maybe that's why she got offended, because remember, Dr. Antoinette said, here's this Hennessy, go home and make a baby with your wife. Maybe those two things, like maybe
Yeah.
she thought Antoinette was saying something snide when she really wasn't.
Right. You're gonna be extra. In her situation, you're gonna be extra sensitive.
But then why go after this woman like that, making these false accusations? I'm gonna have had sex with Anthony. Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, I'm looking at Glenn and I'm looking at Cliff. I don't think she's attracted to any one of them.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry, but I think she's into white men.
Yeah.
I don't see her even the guy from Seattle, David. I don't think she's attracted to him.
No.
I think he was like a
A
you
rebound,
know,
a nice safe rebound.
yeah, something that I did out in Ghana, but what you doing here now? Okay, look, I need a little bit more storyline. Come on here and let's have a picnic. Somebody's safe, but I don't see her like having a serious relationship with David.
And not trying to be mean. Going back to Tisha, I'm like, you hollered all season about mercy and grace. So why are you worried about somebody? If mercy and grace are doing what they're supposed to do, why are you so worried about another woman flirting with your husband? Why would it hit you so hard? Just saying.
Oof.
I'm just
That's
saying.
very true. That's very true. So we have sorted all of this out. Antoinette has said that's not true, and I tend to believe her on this one. Just for the mere fact that I don't think she's into black men.
No, I don't think she's
I
into
just
older
don't.
men either. I don't see her.
That's true.
I
I
don't
don't
see her
see her
being
into
with
older men.
because see, the reason why I say that is because she was raised by her father, so
Uh-huh.
she doesn't have those. I guess those daddy issues
That's
that
true.
tend to come with women raised
Mhm.
without their dad or a male figure. Whereas
Mhm.
Latrice's dad wasn't. I guess was he killed, and then her a brother went to jail, and like so she really didn't have.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Latrice didn't have like a solid male figure in her life, so it makes
Mhm.
sense that she would skew to an older male.
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. I like that. Um oh, and another okay, never mind. I'm just done with this. We've beaten a dead horse. Um Letitia then makes an empty they go around and ask the women what they hope for in the future, and Letitia says she wants all of them to come together and fix Ferris Street. Marie plans to give back, remain humble, and focused on building her empire. Tambra is building her brand. Babies and a husband. Antoinette is building her Mint Dental and hopes to be in a place where young Black doctors and hopes to be the place where young Black doctors can come to as like a resource for them. And Latrice is continuing to grow Goddess Links nationwide and hope to be in a store near you. What do you think about this final thing
I
before
think it
they
was
did
good.
the toast?
It was good. I mean, cliche but good.
The one thing I had a problem was Marie plans to give back. Hasn't she been in business in some form or fashion with all 10 of her
20 years.
businesses for 20 years, and she's only now
Mhm.
planning to give back?
Mhm.
You go, Marie. You go.
While bragging about staying humble. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Guys, let us know what you think. I know we're a few days late on this, but let us know if you watched the Bell Collective reunion part 2. Leave a comment below. Let us know if we were off the mark. Let us know if you agreed with anything that we said. Let us know if you're going to watch season 2. We
I
read the
am.
comments and we resolve, and we respond to them. What was that, Jamal?
I am.
You are? Okay,
Yeah, I'm
good.
gonna watch
It's
it.
a date. it's a date. So Belle Collective Season 1, Episode 11 Reunion Part 2. Give us a thumbs up because we asked you to. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and most of all, tell a friend so that they can come and join the conversation and subscribe to us, because we are on the march to 1,000 subscribers and we would like more people to join the party. Anything else from you, Jamal?
No, we good. This was a good season. I'm looking forward to the next season, see what they do.
Cool. So, okay, guys, until next time. Bye.
Bye.